Hello friends, they say inspiration comes from nature, and indeed it does. I had this idea of making a terrarium which has the landscape of a dense forest on an island. But this terrarium is a very special one and very different from my previous terrarium builds, as I have used exclusively aquatic plants which are supposed to be grown submerged, that is completely underwater, but I will be using them in an immersed state in this terrarium and grow them out of water, since I've had some experience in the past with this kind of immersed setup. I think you saw the terrarium in the intro. If that has got you interested, I'm sure you will find this very enticing. I'm very excited to show you the making of this terrarium because this has been my most successful terrarium so far. So I will give you a little tiny sneak peek of this terrarium, how it looks right now. Shh, don't tell anyone. Here it is. But I'll not show you more in details because this video is about the making of this terrarium. However, if that gets you curious, after this video I will make another video with a 2-month update of this terrarium, and then you have to come back and watch this to see how the plants have grown in and adapted to this new kind of environment. So without further ado, let's get directly into the build. Come on. I started by using some pieces of driftwood, spiderwood, some cable ties and a pair of scissors. I spent considerable time in this process by playing around with the wooden pieces that I had in order to get the perfect combination of an old jungle tree. After that, I proceeded by binding these pieces of wood temporarily with the cable ties that I had before proceeding to permanently join them with superglue. I will be using cotton and superglue method in order to join these pieces together. The superglue that I used is a cyanoacrylate based superglue which is in liquid form and forms a very strong bond within a matter of seconds. After bonding, these pieces of cable ties can be taken off. Now that the cable ties were in position, I put the whole hardscape back into the tank to check if it fits perfectly and can be removed and inserted without any hassles. Thereafter, I took some small pieces of cotton and inserted them in various nooks and corners with some tweezers and just added superglue. Then it was time to find a good combination of lava rocks and place them underneath the structure so that the whole structure is stable and does not wobble around. After this, I put the whole structure back into the terrarium to check again if the whole thing fits perfectly. So now that we have the hardscape ready, it's time to pour in the substrate. I have used Denali aquarium soil, which is an excellent growing medium for aquatic plants. I then used a flattening tool to spread the aquasoil and form a plateau for the hardscape to sit on. Then I proceeded to put some more lava rocks around the structure and complete the jungle look that I was aiming for. Now that the lava rocks are in position, I sprayed the whole thing with water in order to moisten the aquasoil and proceed with planting. Now that the hard work is done, let's get to the fun part, that is the plant preparation and planting. I had kept the aquatic plants in individual containers in water. I took a tray and started separating individual plant species and preparing them for the further planting process. I started by planting Monte Carlo, which is a carpeting plant, and will cover the entire foreground of the terrarium as time proceeds. Since I was going for a 360-degree view, I covered all the 4 areas of the terrarium which is open on the foreground. It is important to spray the plants from time to time to avoid them from getting dried. Next, I planted the Helicaris parvula or dwarf hairgrass. It is a nice carpeting plant and will send out runners and cover the foreground in no time. Up next was Anubias nana, which is an epiphyte and does not need to be planted into the substrate. I just wedged it into some cracks and holes between the lava rocks and the driftwood. As the plant grows, it will grab on to the hardscape. After that, I planted Ludwigia palustris and Alternanthera reinecki ruby red. These are red plants and will provide a nice contrast among other colors in the terrarium. Finally, it was time for some climbing plants. I planted Cardamine lyrata, Brazilian pennywort, and golden pennywort after one another. And last but not the least was Hydrocotyl tripatita japonica. It's a very nice climbing plant and will give a very natural look as it climbs onto the lava rocks and driftwood in due course of time. No terrarium would be complete without springtails. These are tiny insects which will feed on any dead and decaying matter and will help keep the terrarium clean. At last, it was time to close the lid of the tank and watch this beautiful piece of nature grow indoors. So friends, I hope you enjoyed the making of this Jungle Island terrarium and also learned something from it. My ideas are always to bring nature indoors in forms of various terrariums and watch them grow alongside me. If this kind of content interests you, then why not subscribe to my channel? And if you've enjoyed the video so far, why not hit the like button and give me a thumbs up? Also, it would go a long way if you share this video with your friends and family. That really helps to grow the channel and motivates me to make more such videos. I think that will be all for today. Thanks for watching this video. This is the Plant Engineer signing off. Bye bye, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!